Good morning. Let's start getting rid of the tension of the week. So just shake, shake, shake. Oh, actually, I'm just going to pause for a moment and unmute you. Sorry, mute you. Otherwise, it's going to... Right. So take it out to the side. And let's take it up. And then slowly coming down, bend your knees. And coming up again. And coming down. And then just a nice big circle. Ooh, shoulders. Just a few big circles. And then take them the other way. Nice and slowly till these joints warm up. Well done. They're not kind, those big ones. And give yourself a pat on the back. And then pick your shoulders up, breathe in. And release. If you can really relax, just starts to stimulate your vagus nerve, which helps you to begin this whole relaxing, recharging process. Lovely. And then just individually circling your shoulders. If they're like mine, then crunching and making all kinds of noises. You sort of wake up your body. And then take them the other way. Involving your rib cage, between shoulder blades, the whole upper body. Lovely. I'm going to do this Qigong lung strengthening. So as your arms come up, you breathe in, chest comes forward. Then with tension, pull your hands back and make a hissing noise. So I'm pulling down, all my arms are tight as I come back down. So relaxed, lift, chest comes forward, arms are relaxed at this point. Now involve your whole body, so stretch through your legs, open your chest. And then bending the knees. Lovely. Excellent. Okay. Hopefully your shoulders are feeling a bit better. Let's move to our hips. So circling from the waist. And let's go the other way. That's creaking. Now, from your waist up is still, just circling your pelvis, see if you can get a full range of movement. And back the other way. And then see if you can do a figure of 8, and you'll find some internal muscles, and especially muscles in and around your lower back. Really good for them. Try and keep your shoulders, your upper body still. Lovely. Good. Good wriggle. Good shake. Okay, feet parallel. And just swinging your arms very relaxed. And then you're going to start just bringing your legs into the movement. So it's very natural. Movement gets a little bit bigger each time. So you start coming down. And coming up, a nice opening feeling. And let's do one more. Excellent. Take your arms and legs as wide as you can. Stretch right out. Lovely. And then we're just going to swing our arms. So again, bend and stretch. Nice flowing movement. And then I want to travel, so we're going to do 2. Around and up. Around and up. Let's do one more. Lovely. Take your arms over your head in a nice stretch. Right through the sides of your body. And then we're going to turn, so turn your feet right around and stretch through your shoulder. So pick up your feet. Don't just swivel, it's not so good for your knees. But a nice stretch through here. Excellent. And then come into the center, feet wide, knees directly over your feet, a little bit of tension in your core. Nice deep breath. Just feeling your legs warming up, knees are following your feet. Lovely. We're doing a few more of these each week because I want to really build up the strength in your thighs and your glutes. Excellent. Let's do one more. Well done. Well done. Okay, let's warm up our spine and also stretch our hamstrings. So keep one foot still. Step forward. Reach up through your spine, stretching as tall as you can. Step back. Come down, lifting that foot towards you. So again, step forward, reaching up. Step back, coming down. Just feeling those hamstrings stretching, but in quite a dynamic way. So hold this one a bit longer. And then we'll do one more on this side. So really pull those arms back so you get a stretch through your back as well. Lovely, coming up, let's swap feet. So we're going to step forward with the other foot open through your chest. Step back, lift that foot. And then again, open. And coming down. And let's do another one. And we'll hold this one a little bit longer. And then one more on this side. And we should be nice and limber. Excellent. Coming up, let's move into this Tai Chi movement that brings flow in the body. Really energizes. So a lovely big figure of 8, and then let's lasso your arm. So see if you can just move and sway with your arm. Nice big movement if you can. Take your arm as far around as it goes. And then let's do the other side. So nice big movement. And then I'm going to do something a little bit different this morning I've been working with. Instead of doing the movement together from up here, we're going to do it here. Okay, so just watch me for a moment. So I'm going to go figure of 8 like this and then round. So I'm doing it in front of me. So I'm going crossing over, figure of 8, taking it back and right round. So you really feel it in your shoulders and your chest, because I'm keeping it as quite a flowing, not a fast movement, but I'm not taking it really slow. Can you really feel that? I can feel that in my shoulders, releasing. Good, well done. And then we'll do it this way. So we'll take it up, and then just taking your arms down, feeling your shoulder blades coming down really slowly. So you're taking your arms nice and wide. Feel your shoulder blades moving down your ribs. Releasing, releasing, releasing. Well done. Well done indeed. Okay, let's have a stretch. Both feet facing as if they're parallel on train tracks. Have them apart so you've got a good stable base. Pushing this heel down till you feel a stretch in the back calf muscle behind your knee. So front knee is bent. Trying to get that ankle round as straight as you can manage. Then we'll stretch the deeper calf muscle. So bring this back foot in. Make sure your knee follows your foot and you're pushing all your weight down through your heel. So it's like I'm going down through the center of me, focused on the heel. This is just for balance. This leg's not got any weight on it. You can come down like this if you get a better stretch that way. But you feel it deeper in your calf, more toward the inside of the calf and down into the Achilles tendon. Soleus. It's a muscle that's really tight on many people. And coming up, let's do the first stretch on the other side. So you've got your feet apart, front knee bent, back leg straight, pushing that back heel down. So you feel a good stretch. The big muscle behind the knee, gastrocnemius, that's the power muscle. And then bring it in. Knee follows your foot, pushing all that weight down through your heel. So you feel a good stretch. Especially if you're strengthening your ankles and you're keeping your ankles flexible. Keeping these two calf muscles good and stretched. You really avoid so many sort of knee and ankle lower leg injuries, especially if you're quite active or you're doing a lot of walking. Lovely, coming up. Okay, you need a support. Let's get a correct alignment. So knee and thigh next to each other, shoulder back, ribs lifted. And then I want you to pull your heel back away from the buttock, but keep your knee and thigh where they are. So as you feel it in the front of your thigh, those 4 big muscles there. And then if you push this hip bone forward, you'll find it move up into the 2 hip flexors in the front of your hips. So really, if you let your shoulder go back, you're really opening the whole of the front of your body. Lovely. Let's do the other side. So get your alignment. If you can't reach, you can always grab your leggings. You can put a sock or a blanket, a towel, hook it round your ankle. But being in this position is not so good. You're better to be upright with holding on to something here. Or you can rest your knee on a chair. There's another option. So pulling that heel back away from the buttocks, let your shoulder open and your ribs lift. So you're really lifting through your torso. Then push that hip bone forward. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, let's come into a forward bend and start to let some of this stress of the week go. You may be feeling it. We've got the Leo new moon tomorrow. So Leo, about really stepping into who you are, letting your light shine, being the lion of your kingdom. And the new moon, change, new starts, rebirthing. So whatever came up at the full moon, now you're putting it into effect in the world. So it can be quite an unsettling time around the new moon. Right, bend from here, keep your chin up and coming down. And the world is generally a bit unsettled at the moment, so you may be picking up on that as well. We're going to let it go. Coming down really slowly. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to, but we want a nice, deep, strong stretch in the back of your legs. Relax your head and neck, give them a shake. Relax your shoulders and your elbows. And just wiggle your hips from side to side, just to make sure that that bend is coming from the hips and your hips are free. And breathe into the back of your ribs. Feel like the tension that you can feel in your back and your body is just flowing out through your fingers into the floor. And you're just letting it all go. You don't have to think about what it is. It's just a feeling of letting it go. And then move very gently from your left foot to your right foot. Just feeling those hamstring muscles responding, talking to you. Excellent. Coming down onto the floor. We're just going to sit cross-legged. Now, if you find these ones difficult, you might want to put a cushion just under your tailbone, just to tilt your pelvis a little bit. But lift up out of the base of your spine so that you're nice and tall. Keep that length by keeping your chin up. And opposite hands on your knees. You're going to keep your chin up. You're going to come as far forward as you can. So I'm not just stretching up and forward. So I'm not just doing this, coming down like that. That's just stretching through my back. I want to lift and then bend from my hips, keeping my back as flat as I can for as long as I can. So come down, keeping my chin up. And only once I'm at my full stretch, so I know I'm elongated through my lower back, then I relax my shoulders and I relax my head. And that way you get the maximum benefit through your sacroiliac joint, through your lower back and into the back of your hips. And breathe. Feel like with your mind, you're breathing and flowing into the stretch so that you're letting go any resistance to the stretch. Lovely. Coming up slowly, does it? Excellent. Swap your feet around. Now remember, you want your knees to be comfortable. So if you have one leg that needs to be straight, you need quite a loose position. It's important that your knees are quite happy. So again, we're bending from the hips, coming down as far as we can with a nice straight flat back. Then relax your shoulders, relax your head. And breathe. It's a Shiatsu exercise, this one. And as well as all the physical releasing through your back and your hips, it works very strongly to help to bring your metabolism into balance. And your metabolism really is how you process the food you eat and the energy and the nutrients that you gain from that food. So when you have a good, strong metabolism, you maximize all the nutrients, and your body is good at taking in energy, using energy. It's efficient. So this really helps with that whole process, helps to keep it all young and moving up. So you have the metabolism of a young person, whatever age you are. So if that sounds good, that's why one of the reasons we do this one. Your metabolic fire is so important, and this one really keeps it healthy. Draw your heels in, lift through your chest. Pushing your knees down, this beautiful sitting butterfly. So really opening. Lovely. So just holding that stretch down. Keep the lift in your back. Your lower back should be quite happy. Really holding it down. We can hold it a little bit. Just stretching out these adductor muscles. And then release. Give it a bit of a rest. We're going to do that again. Just pull your heels in. Lift through your chest and pushing down. We want to get some length in these muscles. We're stretching out, especially the liver meridian. Probably a little bit irritated. We're coming into change of season. The weather's all over the place. The world's all over the place. Hopefully you're not. You're calm and centered, or you will be after the class anyway. And we just need to make sure that this irritation with what's going on doesn't build up. So we're just letting that go. So yeah, moving into a transition time now. We really need to support our body through that change. And releasing. Stretch your legs out. Point your toes down, put your heels back. Toes down, heels back. Really good, especially if your tendons across the top of your ankles are getting tight, or you retain fluid in your feet or your ankles. Lovely. Okay, again, lifting up out of the base of your spine. Keep that lift with your chin lifted. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Really emphasize that out breath as a release. So breathing in. And lengthen, stay long. Keep your chin up. So nice and slowly. Try and keep your knees down if you can. So I'm lifting the heart energy up into the throat. Helping the flow in my body. The back of your legs is all about flow. Flowing within your body, flowing with life. Surrendering to a beautiful flow. Trusting. You can breathe in through your nose. Actually helps you to take in more oxygen. Oxygenates your whole bloodstream and therefore all your cells. Let's do one more. Well done. Take your right foot, place it on the outside of your left knee. This left leg you can keep straight or you can tuck it under. Now, if you have someone who has trouble getting upright, so if you look at me sideways, when we do this one, if you're a bit like this, rather than like this, what I suggest is you have your back against the wall. So by doing it like this, I can still do the twist, but I've just got that wall supporting my back, keeping it upright so that I'm not putting any stress on my back whilst in the twist. So you're pulling this knee across, you're twisting round, feeling a stretch right through this outer thigh into the muscles under the main buttock muscles. You can feel it releasing the tension in your tummy. But this is another posture, really helps us to transition, helps us through change. It's probably the best posture for change. So given that change is a given, that's one of the reasons we do this one every week. I just can't leave it out. It's too important. And that's the same with the series of postures and movements we do every week. They are fundamental, which is why I include them every week. You would really notice it if I dropped any of them out. And coming back round to the front. Let's do the other side. So untangle your legs. Right foot on the outside of your, left foot on the outside of your right knee. Let's get my left and right. Bring this one in. Lift through your spine. Place your left hand down. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, turn to the left, pulling this knee across, keeping your back nice and upright. So you keep your chin lifted, and you can let your shoulder go back. You'll get a bit of a stretch through the sternum, through the chest, through the upper back as well. Lovely, keep breathing. So the time of the new moon is a real opportunity to embrace change. So I feel like you're just breathing. You might not know what's coming or where you're going or what change you're going to be asked to embrace, but you're just going to embrace it anyway. And coming back round to the front. Untangling legs. Let's give the limbs a good flow. So this really helps your immune system. Lymph doesn't have a pump like the blood has the heart to pump. So it relies on movement. And your lymph is where your body gathers up all the excess fluid and any toxins. The lymph has lots of white blood cells. The lymph nodes are really good for fighting pathogens and bacteria and viruses and things. So this movement, these movements especially, really help the lymph flow through your torso. So it's helping all of that lymph. It drains back into the bloodstream up here. It's helping it to raise and circulate, which is really important. Clasp your hands, turn them over, take them up. Relax your shoulders down and bring your arms down really slowly. So feel what's going on with your shoulder blades. Feel them coming down. See if you can get them to go right down. So really, really relaxing down your back as far as they'll go. Lovely. And then clasp your hands, pull your shoulders back, down, lift through your chin, lift through your chest, and then just turn your head to one shoulder, back to the center, and to the other shoulder, back to the center. Lovely, come up onto your feet, have a drink. We'll come into Tadasana and do some work with aligning the body, aligning the posture, and also your energy centers. Work with the breath. So we start the alignment from our feet and our connection with the earth. Okay, so you want your feet parallel and hip width apart. It's important to do with Muladhara, your base chakra, that your feet are not turned out or turned in, they're dead straight. Okay, spread your toes, and that just helps you to connect. Okay, knees soft. Looking at a point on the floor that's not moving. Just keep focused on that point as you come up on your toes, stretching your arms up. So you're pulling your ribs up out of your hips. Keep looking at that point. And we're just strengthening our ankles and just keeping those balanced proprioceptors really finely tuned. Lovely. Lovely, well done. And then relax your heels down. Bring your arms and shoulders down without collapsing through your torso. So we've realigned the position of your ribs on your hips, of your whole posture. So this is your ideal posture. If you've locked your knees, if that's a habit, just loosen them off. If your chin's forward, tuck it back. But otherwise, just close your eyes and just enjoy standing as your body was designed to stand. Feel the power in your body when you stand in Tadasana. Connected to the earth, but lifting up. You can feel the lift, a subtle change through your torso. Something is rearranged. And you can just feel the tension just melting off your body because you've aligned your energy centers. Your body goes, oh, thank goodness for that. And it just realigns everything. So we've started from the very center, from the spine, and that alignment can then move it outward. Wonderful. So feeling like a mountain, head up above the clouds and the clear blue sky. There's a clarity, there's a strength. There's definitely a peace up here. Now very gently rocking forward and backward. Just becoming aware of a point under the ball of your foot that anchors you to the floor. Circling around that point. And then circle back the other way. And then come to rest, evenly balanced left and right over those 2 points. Let's free up any residual tension you're carrying in your torso. So breathe in to the top of your shoulders. As you breathe out, feel your shoulders relaxing down. Space. And again, breathe into your shoulders. As your shoulders relax down, let there be space between your shoulders and your ears. Your head is gently moving upward. Now breathe from the center of your chest out across your upper back. Feel it open. Expanding the wings. As you breathe out, you feel your shoulder blades just coming back down the ribs, right back down. And again, from the center out across your upper back. It's very subtle, but very important, these little changes that we do. It stops your body getting into bad postural habits. And then breathe up under your arms. And feel your ribs relax. If you're ever feeling really stressed, just go through this little sequence. There's a 10-minute video on my website where I just take you through Tadasana and deep yogic breathing. And it'll get you back to feeling fine again, feeling strong. Now breathe into the space between your sternum and your spine. Just expanding and opening the heart center. Feeling that sense of opening is moving down through the center of your body. So that you're expanding, gently coaxing the expansion, not forcing or demanding. If you can, breathe in through your nose if it's comfortable. Now place your hands gently on your upper tummy. I want you to breathe into your hands. This is using the diaphragm as it was meant to be used in breathing. As you breathe out, your hands come back towards your spine. Slowly find a natural rhythm. With your mind, you're just resting, following the breath. And just let the breath take you into a very quiet place, deeply nourishing. Breathing as you were designed to breathe, breathing in a way that really helps your body feel balanced and energized. Breathing in a way that clears your mind and calms your mind, creates space in your mind. Lovely. Now opening your eyes, bring that wonderful state of being back into the room with you. To keep the connection. Lovely. I want to do energy block release 2 today, working through the spine, opening the heart, and we might throw in a couple of extras there just to get our energy moving through this change of season and into the new moon energy. So take your feet apart. Make the Brahma Mudra, 3 fingers tucked under your thumb, pointing your index finger. As you bend your knees, cross your hands. Breathe in and relax your shoulders, breathing out. Cross a different hand in front. Really breathe into the back of your ribs. So very consciously breathing, mindfully breathing. When we do something consciously that's usually unconscious, we bring all sorts of awareness into our system. We expand our conscious awareness. So this is the case with the breath. Something that's usually unconscious, we make conscious. And this Brahma Mudra helps even deeper to connect our conscious mind with our unconscious mind. So we become aware of things that may be driving our life unconsciously. And we can then choose consciously whether to still let them or not. Let's do one more. Release the mudra, let your hands float down. Wonderful. Bring your feet together. We're going to do the chair of the heart. You can go from heart to brow or from crown upwards, whichever suits. So if you have a little bit of high or low blood pressure, keep it down. Okay. If you're up here, as you bend your knees, extend your arms, tuck your bottom under, and just feel like your whole body is an arrow. And the central point, the focus is your heart. Breathing in and breathe out. We're aligning with the heart chakra, very powerful alignment. Especially after doing Tadasana, these two synergistically are working their magic. Lovely. Bring it down, take the feet apart. Okay, this is your chance. Let go of everything that you no longer need today, this week. Breathe in what you do need. Let it go. Make a noise with your breath. Breathe in through your nose if you can. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathing in what you need. Breathing out what you no longer need. Let's do one more. And let it go. Very positive statement. Okay, turn one foot to 90 degrees, lift through your spine, relax through your shoulders, arms are relaxed. Turn your hips toward that foot, then your ribs, shoulders, coming all the way around until this back heel lifts. Engage your core if you feel wobbly and breathe. Lovely twist for your spine. As you come round, open up. So if you can really open, and then turn that foot last. So you protect your knees. Turn the other foot to 90 degrees. Hips, ribs, shoulders, all the way around into that twist. Keep breathing. And then open as you come round. The benefit of doing this when we're already warmed up, you wouldn't do this one cold and you wouldn't get as much benefit. Hips, ribs, shoulders. This time take your hand to your shoulder. Keep your elbow high and the other one into the small of your back. So lovely opening throughout your spine. Whenever we twist, we open. We open to new possibilities. Coming back round. And let's do the other side. Left, hips, ribs, shoulders. Lift your heel. Engage your arms and breathe. Feeling like there's a lengthening going on through your spine as well as a twisting. So I feel like there's a thread going up from the crown of my head, really lifting. And a lovely opening. Turn that foot. Let's really open this heart chakra. So the rotation is at my shoulders, which are nice and warmed up now, but my elbows are nice and relaxed. Open as much as you can. So you can feel it between your shoulder blades. You can feel it through your chest. You're not going to let those chest muscles tighten with fear. You're going to keep everything open. You're going to love and trust and choose love and trust rather than allowing yourself to be pulled into fear and doubt. This is what you're saying as you do this to your body. Okay. Now we're going to really get rid of the heart protector tension. So look into your palm, twisting the other one. As you come through the center, open, really open, and then twist again. And you'll feel you're working at the top of the shoulder blades where we have that little heart protector point. Sets off, when it kicks off, when the heart protector emotionally kicks off, it causes tension in the back of your neck, causes your ribs to contract, causes your shoulder tension, everything contracts. I know we're doing this quite a lot today. Can you feel that? Good, well done. Give it a shake. Feet apart, knees bent, hands resting on your thighs. Have your feet good distance apart. Drop your shoulder into the center and look up over the other shoulder. Because we've just freed up this part of our body, you should get a good stretch and a twist through your upper back. Come back to the center and again. So especially if you're sitting a lot, if your posture is maybe not ideal, this one will help to counteract that. Let's do it again. You're a little bit round shouldered when you sit or when you drive. If you have tension in your neck when you sit or drive. Coming back to the center. Okay, bend those knees, take your arms down, lift your elbow, lift your arm, and just looking at that palm opening through the chest, or you can look at the floor if that feels better. Bring your arm down, let's open through the other side. Now, if you're happy to have your hands in the middle, continue with that. If you want a bit more of a stretch, you can take your hand to your opposite foot, but only if your back is fine with that. Otherwise, keep your hand in the center. And the other side. Lovely. Bend your knees and coming up. Take your feet quite wide. Have one foot to about 45 degrees and your knee follows your foot. And you're just going to come down. Make sure you can see your big toe. So keep wriggling that foot till you feel a stretch through your thigh, inside thigh. But you're feeling the strength of this. It's really important there's not any funny angles going on here. So that thigh down your, through your shin and to your foot is all aligned. Lovely. Pushing up, we're going to do the other side. So I've turned my foot, my knees following my foot. I'm wriggling it forward till I feel a good stretch through here, up through these legs. But there's no funny angles. I'm keeping the muscles that support my hips strong. So if I can keep that alignment, you're engaging glute medius and really helping to strengthen. So there's a reason we're holding this and we're staying upright today. So we'll do one more on each side. I'm strengthening some support, some deeper muscles in your hip that support your hip and therefore protect your knee in movement. Take it easy if you've got sore knees, just work with your body. Lovely. Okay, coming down onto the floor, we're going to go into the cat. So down on all fours, have your hands directly under your shoulders, either on your hands or on your fists. Weight evenly distributed between your knees and your hands. So we start the cat at the base of the spine. So you're going to tuck your pelvis under, arching through your back, drop your head. Take your pelvis back, hollow through your lower back. Lengthen along your spine as your head comes up. So your arms are staying straight. Slow movement through the spines. Tuck your pelvis under. Each and every vertebrae are moving independently. Drop your head, breathing out. Pelvis goes back. Hollow through your lower back. Lengthen, head comes up, breathe in. So you can breathe through your nose. In through your nose, out through your mouth if you can. If that's too much, just make sure you are breathing. So nice and slow, smooth, should feel nice and smooth. Lovely spinal wave. And then just come off your wrists a moment because we're going to move into the lion, sometimes called the tiger. Okay. Got to on the full moon, sorry, new moon, Leo, new moon. So when we move into the lion, think of a pussycat and think of a lion, okay, completely different. We're going to have a roar. We're not just meek and mild and being a pussycat, we're really being a lion, stepping into our courage, our strength, no holds barred, okay, letting our light shine. It also helps to strengthen those muscles that are supporting your hips. So come up onto your hands and knees. You're going to bring your head and one knee toward each other. And then you're going to take that leg directly backward as you lift your head, and you're going to roar and stick your tongue out. So it's even louder. Okay, so we'll do 3 on this side. Keep everything as level as you can. So breathe in, contract your head down. Tongue comes out. And one more. And if you can feel some muscles on the hip on the opposite side, those are the ones we're strengthening. Okay, so now we'll do the other side. So we just do 3. So contract your head and your knee towards each other, breathe in. Now come on, you're at home, especially if no one else is there, you can make a real noise. Free out that throat. Lovely. Okay, while we're down here, just have a bit of a rest. Give your wrists a bit of a rest, because I would like to do the downward dog. Now, if your wrists are sore, you can do it on your fist, or if you prefer, you can do the dolphin. Let me just show you that modification. So the dolphin, you're just on your elbows, and you will come up into this position. My head is not touching the floor, but it's relaxed. I've not got my head up with tension, so my head is dropped down. So that is an option if you don't feel like doing the downward dog today. So those who do want to do the downward dog, come up onto your hands and knees. Ideally, your hands are directly under your shoulder, knees apart, and then you're going to tuck your toes under, lift your hips up into the air. Just come forward so you can see me. Have your feet about the width of a yoga mat apart. Go up on your toes and push your hips high up into the air. Then rock back on your heels, letting your head naturally come between your arms. Don't force your head. And breathe in up the back of your legs to your tail. Breathe out down your back through your fingers. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth if you can. So heels are going down. Now when you've had enough, come down into the child with your knees quite far apart so you can open through your lower back. Just working with your body today. Your body will let you know when it's had enough. And then coming down and just resting in the child, either with your forehead on the floor or one fist on top of the other and your forehead resting on your fists, whatever's comfortable for you. And just let your body adjust. The downward dog shifts a lot of energy, especially from lower chakras up to higher chakras. And your body has got to adjust. It's like you've just jumped into some cold water and your body's going, oh, what have you done? So the child gives it a chance to just come back into balance, into equilibrium again. and coming up slowly does it. Marvelous. We're going to come down now into the bridge. So feet apart, make sure they're parallel, hip width apart, lying down, and you want your lower back in contact with the floor. Slide your heels in so that you've got a nice comfortable position with your knees. Excuse me. We're going to go up in 3 stages. So the first stage, you bend at the waist, just lift your hips off the floor. So a small pelvic tilt. Then slowly lower your spine back down the mat, lowering your hips down. When your lower back reaches the floor, release your buttock muscles. So that's a conscious release. Release as many muscles as you can find. So that's stage 1. Stage 2, lift your hips, lift your ribs a bit higher. So shoulder blades are on the floor, but you can feel a stretch through the front of your body. You can feel your buttock muscles engaging. And then slowly lower your spine down the mat, 1 vertebrae at a time. As if you are ironing your spine down the mat. Really engaging your core stability muscles and your stomach muscles when you do this, so you strengthen them. Releasing deep tension in your spine and release those buttock muscles so you melt through your lower back. So that's stage 2. If you're on the first 3 days of your period, if your back's a bit sore, if you just don't feel like doing a full bridge today, just repeat stage 2. If you'd like to go up into a full bridge, lift your hips, lift your ribs. And the main difference is that we tuck our shoulders under and come up onto the back of your arms. Then what you've got to do is you've got to get your feet into the right position. So if you can feel tension in your lower back, you need to slide your heels in slightly. Take more weight on your heels and release the buttock muscles. Don't ever turn your head while you're in the bridge because you're pressing on the back of your neck. Relax your toes, relax your fingers. You can feel the buttock muscles engage. A little bit of tension across the front of your hips. And breathe into the top of your chest. The bridge acts as what's called a bandha. And this is where we concentrate energy in one couple particular chakras, particular place in the body. So the heart energy is centering and concentrating in the throat, helping these 2 centers to connect, bringing that compassion up into the words that you speak. So you can probably feel some muscles now. Untuck your shoulders, coming down slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. Feel like you're ironing your back down the mat. Noticing any parts that are still a bit stiff. Hopefully you can feel more of your back in contact with the floor as you have released that deeper tension. As you lie here for a moment, in your mind, just visualize your spine is lengthening from your crown to your tail, widening across your upper back, across your hips. Your knees are releasing up toward the ceiling. Your head is gently releasing up out of your shoulders. So you're giving your body permission to expand and open. So this is the opposite of the stress response where we close down and contract. And our heart protector closes us down. So you're telling your body, I am safe, it is safe to open. Because that is the key to health and vitality, is having the strength and courage to remain open. So just that slow process of opening. If you lie like this, your body will naturally open because your body wants to be open. Think of little children, it's our natural state of being. We just get consumed by fear and doubt and we close down. Okay, if you want to continue lying here, opening in this way, please do. If you would like to come up into another bridge, go straight up. And I just want you to take your awareness into your mind, and especially into your throat center. And just imagine a beautiful turquoise light in your throat. And from your heart, there's a beautiful cerise pink. And if you're quite a visual person, I want you to imagine those two swirling and connecting with each other. So that heart energy is lifting up into the throat where we have truthful communication, and the throat is opening. So just adding another dimension. You can hear it in my throat. You can hear it working. Another dimension to our yoga practice. Now untuck your shoulders and coming down. Nice and slowly. Giving your back a really good workout today. So it should be starting to feel a lot better already. Draw your knees up to your chest, give them a hug. And stretch those legs out. Stretch your arms out, pulling your ribs up out of your hips. Lovely. We're going to roll over now onto our front. And just do a couple of stages of the Cobra. So the important thing with the Cobra is that everything from your waist down is relaxed. So I'm focusing on strengthening my upper body and working in the higher centers. So start with your forehead on the floor and your arms stretched out. So you could wiggle your legs. There's no tension in your legs. So first stage, just lift your head. So releasing some tension in the back of your neck, top of your shoulders. Strengthening those back extensors and extending the neck flexors. And now tuck your chin in, down towards your chest, lengthening through the back of your neck until your forehead is parallel with the floor. And then slowly lowering down, releasing tension in your shoulders as you lower. Bring your hands a hand length closer to your body. And again, lifting up. This time feeling the tension across the top of the shoulders, very base of the neck. And this is where you carry tension. You'll probably feel this right now. Hopefully we've already released a lot of it, and this will just release the last. Then again, tucking your chin down to your chest, lengthen the back of your neck. Once your forehead is parallel, lower down to the floor, really releasing in the muscles at the top of your shoulders. Just realigning the position of your head and neck. Now bring your thumbs level with your eyes. Pushing your tummy into the floor, just see if you can lift your upper body off the floor without using the buttock muscles or the legs. So strengthening muscles around your lower back. Then tuck your elbows in and come up into the Sphinx. So you feel like your chest is moving slightly forward to open the heart center. Close your eyes. Take your awareness into your Ajna center, your third eye, between your eyebrows, about an inch into your brain. And I want you to see the crescent moon. If you're really visual, you can have a lion roaring. Okay? So that Leo crescent moon. Really about aligning with our soul, letting that soul light shine forth in our life. Now feel like that light and energy of that hope, trust, new beginnings is just flowing around your whole body, especially the aura that surrounds your body. Just clearing any negative energy in your energy field. And now bring the light back into that crescent moon. Just affirming you're embracing change, moving into this time of change, the change of season. And then coming down slowly, does it? Because you've been squeezing your kidneys. And we'll just come into Makarasana for a moment. So one hand on top of the other, forehead on your hands. Take your feet apart, turn your heels in, your toes out. If you don't find it comfortable, cross your upper back, you can always put a pillow or a cushion just under your chest, and you might find that easier. Or if you don't find it comfortable on your forehead, you can just have a cushion under your forehead. Or again, you can put cushions under your feet if you find your ankles not quite so flexible or comfortable in this position. You want to be able to relax. So be very aware of your diaphragm, of the solar plexus area of your body, and just as you breathe in, you feel your body pushing into the floor slightly around your diaphragm. And as you breathe out, there's a release of that tension. So when you're in Makarasana, you can't chest breathe. It forces you to breathe correctly through your diaphragm. And there are so many health benefits to diaphragmatic breathing. It's one of the real benefits of Makarasana is teaching you to breathe. Helps to release tension in your back, in your lower back, mid-back. So let there be feeling of surrender. Feel like you're just letting go anything that needs to go, physical tension, emotional upset, mental patterns that have been driving you crazy, worries, fears, doubts. Just let it all go. And with a gentle focus on your breath, just let the breath take you into that quiet place. Because you are pressing on the Ajna center, on your third eye, when you go into this quiet place in Makarasana, you will often find, if you can really quieten yourself down, that you become aware of things in your lives and truths in your lives that you might not have been aware of before. Because you are open, your heart is open in this position, your base is open, and you're aligning the heart with the third eye. It's a very powerful posture for developing your intuition, for listening to that inner wisdom. It's probably the best position to listen. Lovely. Bring your feet together. Hands under your shoulders, coming up. What I want to do is I want to do the moon sequence, because we're coming up to this new moon. It's a very powerful time to do the moon sequence. Now the moon sequence we finish in Makarasana, so I want to go straight into the relaxation. So if you need to get yourself organized for that, if you don't like doing the relaxation in Makarasana, you can always turn over at that point. But if you get whatever you need to be able to relax, and in the moon sequence, we are on our knees. If you're not comfortable up in this position, you could do the action standing, and then when we come down onto the floor, you could come down, okay? So if you just get yourself organized, have a drink, and then we'll... The moon sequence really brings us into connection with that what I call the divine feminine, okay, with the deep intuitive guidance about what's right for us. So combining the yoga we've done today with this new moon energy, with the moon sequence, and finishing in Makarasana, is we're layering, we're aligning everything for your intuition to be powerfully stimulated and for you to connect with that, which is something that is really good at the change of season as well. Okay, so coming up onto your knees, bring your left foot forward. Okay, hands in praying hands position. So breathe in and breathe out, take your hands forward. Breathe in, breathe out, open. Breathing in and breathe out. Breathe in. Take your same side hand down. So left hand down, right arm back. And I want you to imagine the energy of the moon is flowing down your hand into your heart, filling your whole heart, head, neck. Coming up slowly. And then we take the opposite hand. So your right hand down next to your left foot and opening from this side. So we're opening both the feminine and the masculine to that intuitive flow. And coming up, breathe in, breathe out, open. Breathe in and breathe out. And come down briefly. And we're going to bring the other foot up. So your right foot forward. Lovely. Breathing in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, open. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. And this time, take your arms out. We're going to take the right hand down next to the right foot, opening up the left. Coming up. And then take your left hand down on the inside of your foot and opening. Coming up, breathe in. And breathe out, open. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Now we're going to come down briefly into the Sphinx. So just make sure you, I'll turn sideways because I'm not sure you can see me otherwise. So I'm just coming up into the Sphinx on my elbows. Lower body from waist down, relax. Then I want you to turn and look over your left shoulder. Imagine you're seeing the moon shining down on your back, igniting that courage for new beginnings. Back to the center and the other side. The moon energy really balances the fluids in your body. Come back to the center. Then you're going to lower down into Makarasana. So see if you can really take your feet quite wide, heels in, toes out. See if you can relax across your shoulders. If you do have trouble with relaxing across your upper back, get a thin cushion or a blanket or something, just pop it under your chest. But let there be a feeling of surrender. You can trust that everything is fine. Everything will be fine. Especially when you stay centered and connected to the strength inside of you, this inner core of your being. So imagine that the light of the moon is just shining down and bathing your whole body in an energy that is deeply nourishing and nurturing. And it's helping to bring your body into balance, into what's called homeostasis or an equilibrium. And our bodies are always working toward coming back to homeostasis. It's our natural state of being, and this posture really helps that process. And it works not just physically, but on all levels, so emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically. And the moon is a very powerful force. It has the capacity to move the oceans on our planet with the tides. And our planet is about 70% water, and our bodies are about 70% water. So the moon affects the flow of fluid in our body. And the flow of fluid in the body is very much associated with the flow of emotion. So when your blood is strong and flowing and the fluid, the lymph is returning and all the fluid in the body is beautifully balanced, we are strong and healthy with high vitality. When we are able to emote, to let our emotions flow, the energies don't block in our body and we come into a natural flow that gives us lots of strength and vitality. And the moon really helps with this. And at the new moon, there's that opportunity to move out of old habits and embrace something new. So the thing that stops the flow is fear and doubt, anxiety and worry. And they're often mind generated. So if you can have a feeling of surrender, just breathe gently in this moment. And you'll find that in this moment, everything is fine. Now, if you're happy to stay in Makarasana for the rest of the relaxation, please do. If you're more comfortable turning over onto your back or your side, the main thing is that you are comfortable to relax. You can turn over. We can turn over in a little while. It's up to you. But let's keep that focus on the breath. Breathing deeply. As the breath comes in, fills your belly with air. And then your tummy gently comes back towards your spine. There's a feeling of releasing the air back up along that channel, out through your nose or mouth. And we just breathe in again when we're ready. Now, if it's comfortable, I want you to try breathing through your nose. If it feels uncomfortable, don't. Just breathe as your body wishes you to. But when we breathe through our nose, several really good things happen. A, it's acting as a filter. Something like 20,000 pathogens flow into our body daily. And our nose is set up to filter those. When we breathe through our mouth, it tends to dry the mucous membranes. It tends to be a habit mouth breathing. It dries everything out. When we breathe in through our nose, the extra resistance means that the air stays for longer deep in our lungs, and there's more chance for the oxygen exchange. So we can take in more oxygen and we can release more carbon dioxide. So our breathing becomes more efficient. Obviously, if your nose is blocked, there's too much resistance. But it is a habit mouth breathing. So if you can cultivate the habit of nose breathing, or breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, or the other way around, whatever feels comfortable, because your body will know. But if you're feeling okay with it, just focus on breathing in and out through your nose. And just with your mind, just follow the breath. So imagine you're breathing in this beautiful air. That oxygen that your body takes in, it combines with that food that you digest and creates all of the metabolic functions in your body that give you energy, that keep your organs healthy, that repair, that cultivate a strong immune system, keeps the whole system working well. And when you breathe in, you don't only take in oxygen, but you're taking in subtle energy, you're taking in prana, life force energy. If you want to understand prana, think of the energy you can feel when there's been a thunderstorm, a storm, lightning, thunder, that charge that's in the air. That is heightened amounts of prana. That's why animals, little kids, and people like me go crazy in storms, because there's so much energy. You can feel it, it's palpable. And you feel so alive. In fact, you can be so alive that you can't sleep. So that prana, that subtle energy, sometimes called chi, is in the air all the time. It comes from the sun. It's in all living things. It's in the energy field that surrounds all living things. Comes in through your chakras, comes in with the breath. And when you consciously engage your mind and intend to take in more prana as you breathe, so you do. So imagine as you breathe in, you're opening not just to more oxygen coming into your body, but more of the subtle energy that gives a vitality. And it flows through those meridian energy lines in your body, flows up and down the spine through the nadis. And really keeps you feeling young and vital. And in your mind, as you intend to take in more of the oxygen, more of the subtle energy, just feel it infusing your body with health and well-being, infusing your heart with happiness and joy. It's a sparkly energy. It's the energy you feel when you just dance and sing as if nobody's watching. That sort of vitality. But it does require an opening. Now, we've done a lot of yoga today to open you up. I want you to now fill. Lots of space in you now to fill with this energy. And it's light. It's not heavy at all. You can let go any heaviness. And instead fill it with this light, sparkly energy. And as you do that, you will feel a vigor, and you will feel the will, the fiery will, passionate energy come alive. And this is the energy that is ignited around the new moon. And this is the energy that inspires you to implement changes. The energy of getting enthusiastic and excited about something. Maybe it's a big project, maybe it's a small project. Maybe it's a big change, maybe it's a little change. But the important thing is the direction that you're moving. So just be very open, taking in all that you need. releasing just what you don't need. So as you breathe through your nose, your body's able to release more of that carbon dioxide. And this really helps to alkalize your whole body. All cell processes work better in an alkaline environment. Things like cancer cells can't exist in an alkaline environment. So the way that we breathe, the way that we live, what we eat, all affects the environment in which our body finds itself in, not just externally, but the environment we create internally. But probably the most important thing that affects this internal environment is your thoughts. So just focusing on the breath, let your mind be at peace. Let the thoughts just reside into the background. And let your focus be the breath, be this life force energy coming into your body and infusing you with light. And I want you to feel especially as if your heart is like a vessel for this light. So as you breathe, your heart center is filling with light. And there's so much light there, it starts to radiate out right through your whole chest and upper back, back of your neck, your head, down your arms. Starts to fill your whole torso, your legs, right down to your feet. So you're opening this Leo courageous heart. Courage is not an absence of fear. It's just doing what's right anyway, what's needed anyway. And courage can be a way of living. The more you step into courage, the more comfortable you are stepping into courage until you start to live a courageous life. Embracing whatever comes with that open heart, letting your light shine, roaring like a lion when you need to. Spending time in the stillness in between. So you come into this flow, this beautiful flow of the fluids, of the emotion, of the energy through your whole self. And you connect with that natural flow that we find in nature. Think of the trees. They will be embracing change soon. Some are already starting to show signs of changing. And those trees will be prepared to lose all of their leaves. To take their energy deep down into the roots. So let this relaxation take you deep down into your roots, into the very core of you. And just rest in that quiet place. And now very gently, I'm going to invite you to come back into an awareness of your body lying on the floor in this room. If you're still in Makarasana, bring your feet gently together and just roll over onto your right hand side, resting there for a moment, supporting your head. If you're lying on your back, your lower back's a little stiff, you might need to bring your knees up and gently rock them from side to side. Just slowly starting to stretch and move your body, waking up gently. And then as you're ready, I want you to come up to sitting. Now we have really aligned our heart center and our throat and our third eye today. So it would be a shame not to allow some really vibrant energy to flow through those centers. And we do this when we chant. So we're just going to do a simple chant, the so the A-U-M syllables or sounds. And then there's a pause. The fourth syllable is the silence that we can experience after these vibrations. You don't have to chant. You can just listen to me if you want to. Or you can imagine that you're chanting in your mind. It will still have a beautiful effect. But powerfully working on the throat, on the heart, so you can really step into expressing all that you are. So we begin by sitting up. You want to be up straight. You can be with your back against the wall if you need the support. Turned over your left side, we're going to chant the A sound and I'll lead you in. Then we turn over the right side and we chant the U or the O sound. We come back to the center, lift your chin slightly and we hum the M. And you'll feel a vibration here, really good for your throat. Then you drop your chin and we chant all three, Aum, and have that pause. So let's have a go. Let's take a nice deep breath. And now I'd like to do that again. Okay, you ready? Magic. Namaste. Go and have a beautiful day.